Thank you, Representative Deutsch. You are not just a friend, but a great colleague. And before she leaves the chamber, I just want to associate myself with Congresswoman Berkeley's remarks. The gentlelady from Nevada has been a stalwart for the state of Israel. She is absolutely and unequivocally correct on this issue, and I will gladly co-sponsor your bill. Mr. Deutsch, thank you for putting together this special order this evening. As you all know, the Palestinian Authority has stated that it will submit, or it's intending to submit, to the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon a resolution requesting recognition of Palestinian statehood. As President Obama said today in his speech before the UN General Assembly, the bonds between the United States and Israel are unbreakable, as our commitment is to the security of Israel. And as I and my colleagues in Congress expressed earlier this year when there was an overwhelmingly passed House Resolution number 268, the only path to a lasting peace is through direct negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians that leads to a two-state solution. Lasting peace will not come by playing destabilizing and damaging political games at the United Nations. A unilateral approach to Palestinian statehood will surely fail at the United Nations. It will fail, and in failing it will harm the bilateral negotiation process that is the only way to bring about a lasting peace. A lasting peace cannot be achieved while a contingent within the Palestinian government does not recognize Israel's right to exist. A lasting peace cannot be achieved while rockets are being fired into Israel, threatening her children and her people. I was there with Mr. Deutsch just days after an anti-tank rocket was shot into a yellow school bus. I asked every American watching tonight and those around the world to think what they would do if the state of Mexico fired on a school bus in El Paso, and the response that we as a country would pursue. A lasting peace cannot be achieved while the same group firing those rockets into Israel is actively trying to define Israel's borders so that those rockets would then strike major populated areas. Finally, Mr. Speaker, a lasting peace cannot be achieved when one party fundamentally refuses to negotiate the terms of peace. I call upon President Abbas to do what's right for both the Palestinian people, the Israeli people, and the world, and to not put political gamesmanship ahead of a lasting peace. I call upon him to return to the negotiation table and to give up this spurious, dangerous, and damaging game.